Hello guys, today we would like to talk about gravimetric analysis of oil pollution in Klang River. First, let's introduce our members.
Oil pollution in rivers is a serious environmental issue. It usually happens in urban and industrial areas like in Sungai Klang. This type of pollution means that oil or grease has entered the river water. It can come from people or factories throwing waste into the river. When this happens, it causes a big problem for environment and for human health. There are many ways oil can enter rivers. Some common sources include industrial discharge from factories, wastewater from houses, oil that come from car and road during rain, and accidental oil spill. These sources send oil and grease into river without proper treatment. This increase the level of pollution and make the water unsafe. Oil in water can cause many harmful effects. It harms aquatic life by blocking oxygen and sunlight. It lowers water quality, making it dirty and not safe to use, and it can be dangerous to humans if they touch and drink the water. These effects show how serious oil pollution is and why we must control it. Gravimetric analysis is a method used to measure the amount of oil and grease in water. It is a reliable and accurate technique that helps scientists understand how polluted the water is. By using this method, we can check the water quality and take action to protect the environment.
Today, I would like to explain about gravimetric analysis, especially in the content of measuring oil pollution in water. First, let's look at the definition. According to Britannica, gravimetric analysis is a method used to measure the amount of a substance by its weight. In other words, it is a technique where we separate and weigh the substance we want to analyze. How does the method work? First, we mix the water sample with a solvent, which is usually hexane. The solvent helps to separate the oil from the water. After that, the solvent is evaporated, leaving behind the oil residue. Finally, the oil residue is weighed to determine how much oil was present in the water sample. This method is important because it helps us to know how much oil pollution is in water, which is crucial for protecting the environment and ensuring water qualities. To explain where oil pollution in river like Sungai Klang come from and how it is regulated. Firstly, oil pollution sources include first, industrial waste which can enter river directly from factories. Second, runoff from cities, for example from road and building during rain. Third, fuel leak from vehicles or boat operating near the river. To control pollution, the Department of Environment or DOE has set water quality classes with different standards. For Standard A, apply to water discharged into sensitive water bodies such as river, lake, and river soils. This standard is stricter, with a maximum limit of 5 mg per liter of oil and grease. Standard B applied to less sensitive areas like drain, sewer, or public treatment plant. For example, Klang River is classified under Class 3 with EU Standard B. This standard is more relaxed, allow up to 10 mg per liter. This standard helps ensure that pollution is kept within safe limits to protect the environment and public health. Now, let's look at how we classify the level of oil pollution in water based on the measurement of oil and grease concentration. According to the Jabatan Alas Kita 2022, the levels are divided as follows. First, if the concentration is less than 0.01 mg per liter, it is considered not polluted. Second, if it less than 1.0 mg per liter, the water is moderate polluted. Third, if it is less than 10 mg per liter, it is classified as polluted. And finally, if the oil and grease concentration is more than 10 mg per liter, the water is considered highly polluted. This classification helps us to understand how serious the pollution is and what action needs to be taken to protect the water quality and the environment.
Now, I will present to you about the methodology used in this analysis. Let's talk about objective first. Our objective in this analysis is to measure how much oil pollution in Klang River, especially near industrial area, and we want to know what the solution to clean it up. So, the important note we should know before doing this analysis is the method is not suitable for material that volatilize below 85 degrees Celsius. An organic solvent, which is hexane, is used for the precipitation process. So this is the apparatus and chemical that we use in this analysis, which is glass sample bottles, heat resistant glove, conical flask or beaker, separation funnel, hexane, which is solvent, measuring cylinder, glass funnel, filter paper, oven and analytical balance. Now let me show you about the procedure are used in this analysis. First, sample preparation. The first step in gravimetric analysis is preparing the sample for analysis. So, water samples are collected from 3 points along Klang River, which is upstream in Kampung Berembang, midstream near industrial area and downstream in Port Klang. Second procedure is precipitation. This step is involve precipitating the analyte from the sample solution. So, each water sample is mixed with hexane and chemical will extract the oil from the water sample. The third procedure in this analysis is filtration, which is when the precipitate has formed, it needs to be separated from the remaining solution. It is usually achieved through the filtration, where the precipitate are collected on the filter paper while the filtrate passes through. The next step in this analysis is washing the precipitate multiple times to remove all the traces of impurities. Procedure number 5, which is drying. The precipitate must to be dried in oven at controlled temperature to remove any remaining moisture and ensure accurate weighing. So, the final step in gravimetric analysis is weighing the dried precipitate using a high precision of analytical balance.
From the table, we can see example of the result from 3 different locations. First, we have Kampung Berembang as upstream, and second, Klang Industrial Area as a midstream, and lastly, Port Klang as a downstream. We take a sample of volume, which is 0.5 liter for all the locations. Are formula to calculate extract oil and oil concentration. The formula we can calculate for each location. First, Kampung Berembang. For extract oil, we get 1.5 mg. For oil concentration, 3.0 mg per liter. Next, we have Klang Industrial Area. For extract oil, we obtain 6.0 mg. And oil concentration 12 mg per liter. Lastly, Port Klang, for extract oil we get 3.0 mg. For oil concentration 6 mg per liter.
From the result, we can conclude that at Kampung Berembang, which is the upstream area, the oil concentration recorded was 3.0 mg per liter. In the Klang industrial area, located midstream, we observed the highest concentration at 12.0 mg per liter. Meanwhile, at Port Klang, which is downstream, the concentration was 6.0 milligrams per liter. Based on the pollution standard B range, we can classify the pollution levels as follows. Kampung Berembang is considered polluted. The Klang industrial area is highly polluted, and Port Klang is also polluted. This shows that oil pollution increases significantly near industrial zone, and although it slightly decreases downstream, the water remains polluted and unsafe for aquatic life.